Port Alsworth traffic, Cessna 733 Kilo Delta departing northeast to the channel. Left turn out southbound, Port Alsworth.
Welcome to Alaska. Join us the next couple of days as myself and Glen Alsworth Jr. explore some of Alaska's most remote areas in search of great wildlife opportunities. I'm your host, Doug Gardner, and your wild photo adventure starts now. Wow, Glenn, what a beautiful flight in here.
Oh yeah, it's an awesome stretch from Lake Clark down to here and getting the fall color.
I'm excited about this. I've never done brown bear or grizzly bear, and I saw a lot of them on the shore coming in. This can be pretty cool. Well, what's the big draw here?
We got the big run of sockeye salmon, and they're just in their spawning beds now, so they're in the shallow water where it's easier for the bears to reach them. When they first get in the deep water, you know, the bears can't get them out in that deep water, so now they're moving into the shallow water, and a lot of them are actually spawning and dying and starting to wash up onto shore. You'll be able to see as we walk along here some of the evidence.
Hey, look right now. Look down the beach there, Glenn. We got a brown bear coming out.
Oh yeah.
Coming out into the water. That's a big bear.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that one's probably pushing, 9 feet. It's a big one.
How close can we get to these bears safely?
Well, it's safely you could probably get within 20 or 30 yards, but what we try to do as a rule is not push in any closer than 50 yards.
Okay.
We want to give them plenty of space, and then they can decide how much, how comfortable they are fishing their way around us. And we don't want to push them. We want to watch them acting real natural.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, that makes the best shots, natural behavior.
Absolutely, yeah. The shot of the bear looking back over his shoulder trying to get away from us isn't what we're looking for. So.
No, or me running.
yeah, no running.
Let's see what we can do.
Yeah. All right, a little bit of thick stuff to get through here. It's a good idea to kind of keep talking and really keep your eyes open as we go through this thicker stuff. Make sure we don't surprise a bear coming through here. So pretty much for everyone you see out in the water, there's probably about a half dozen of them, just right up in the trees here somewhere.
What a beautiful place. Well, even though we've got quite a bit of bear activity right out here in front of us and some great behavior, we're still a pretty good ways off. But the important thing to remember here is that we don't crowd the bears, and we're letting the bears work their way into us. That way they get it as close to us as they're comfortable with. We don't want them to feel threatened, And you all around get better shots when the bear's acting natural and they're not paying any attention to you. So we got bears coming in and out of the water right now. They're going out there and catching fish.
See another bear on the beach now.
Yeah.
Down to the left.
Come on, buddy. Look back, look back. Nice splashing. Boy, that bear's got a big old hiney, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a big bear. Boy, that was great. He was what, maybe across about 35 feet
That
through
was
the
cool.
brush up there, and just
I knew I heard some snapping brush
Yeah.
and bushes right here in the grass beside us.
yeah. But you know, he did just like he should, basically. When he saw us, you know, he got up and circled up around us, and we were able to stay put, let him move where he wanted to, rather than move around and make it hard for him to get where he wanted
Right.
to go. And,
Yeah, that's when people get in trouble, when they push the bear instead of letting the bear do what it wants to do.
yeah. That's an awesome background though, with the reflection and everything in there. Just
What a beautiful animal. What I'm trying to do right now, you know, these bears are kind of splashing around the water and catching salmon and tearing the salmon apart. So I'm trying to shoot with a high shutter speed so I can stop some of that action, especially when they come up out of the water. Sometimes you can catch them shaking the water off their head and that kind of thing. Makes for some really good shots.
this is kind of a unique place, getting to see him dive down for the fish that way.
Oh, that young blonde bear, he's gotten his fish and decided to go lay down on the beach and take a nap. All right, well, it looks like the light's starting to break a little bit now. You know, earlier we had pretty low light. I was having to shoot at a high ISO, something like 2,000, just to get enough shutter speed to stop the action of the bears. And I wanted to use a f-stop around 6.3 because, you know, we want some depth of field so we can get, you know, the eyes in sharp focus, as well as, you know, a good portion of the bear's body. I mean, it is a large animal, but at the same time, you know, I want to try to blur that background so my subject pops right out. You must love, I mean, you must be like in hog heaven being able to live here all your life and be exposed to this.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I mean, there's just no end to the opportunities to be out, you know, photographing and filming and stuff. So pretty blessed to get to be in a place like this.
So you were born and raised in Lake Clark?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I grew up there, right there in Port Alsworth. It's a place my grandparents homesteaded, so I'm third generation there.
Wow.
I love being out here, and it's a lot of fun getting to show off the backyard to other people. You know,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
great place to be.
And tell me a little bit about what exactly y'all do.
Sure, we're probably about half and half between sport fishing, catch and release fly fishing, and photography type adventures. So we do, a lot of times we're just taking groups out and getting them into the right places, you know, to get the shots and guiding that activity. But we also do photo workshops where the professional photographer comes along and helps with, you know, all the different aspects, the technical part and composition and everything too.
All right, well, here comes that rain again. Alaska weather, you gotta love it.
A little of everything.
Well, don't you know they got some bad breath? Oh my gosh, look at that. Like you said, if you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes. It's been true today. We had, you know, fog this morning, then it broke sun, then it started raining, then we had sun. Rain quit, now it's like we got sun. Look, we got a bear right here behind us, right here behind us. Ooh, that's a pretty
Big one.
Wow. Look at him, he's just sitting up looking at us. Boy, they are fishing hard this time of year, aren't they?
Just packing in the calories for winter.
it's obvious too. I mean, these guys, just look at their rump. I mean, gracious, they are packing on the weight.
Yeah, this bear is big already, and you think he's going to just keep gorging for another 3 weeks to a month or so before he's done on these salmon. Yeah, that's a big guy. Well, it's been a great afternoon here, but we got a lot more to see in just a few days to do it, so we probably ought to head back to the plane and get moving and see what else we can see.
I'm looking forward to that ride back. That is just some unbelievable scenery going back through the passes, all those snow-capped mountains.
Oh yeah, these little plains are just such an awesome way to get around up here.
Boy, Glenn, that was awesome. Getting to see those bears like that was really cool.
Yeah, great day bear viewing. I'd still like to try to get out onto the tundra, see if we can find the caribou today as well. So let's head back to the lodge. We'll switch to the wheel plane and head out west away, see what we can find.
Sounds good.
All right, you all set?
Yep, buckled in.
Okay.
shots, and then we'll move.
I think there's that other big herd with lots more eyes in it, watching us too, so.
Nobody's on alert. Hang on, one just jumped up. Hold on.
Now that light will be on him in just a minute here. Okay, that one that's moving, he has his head down, still grazing.
Where'd the big bull go?
I think he's over to the left a little bit.
He might have bedded down, but I don't see him.
I see him On the left end, there's a decent sized bull. His horn's sticking out. He's probably right behind the bushes from you. I'm gonna try moving in a little more. Yeah, I think so. I'd say about the time it looks like there's going to be some light on him again, go ahead and raise up and get a little bit. Then we'll move forward again. Okay. The light's just coming on to him now. I tell you, Glenn, this is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, to think that we're sitting in an area that possibly nobody has ever placed a foot before. This is some remote area. I mean, we haven't seen another person, another plane, another building since we left this morning. I mean, covered a lot of miles too. Yeah, we've flown over lots of groups of caribou, and this is absolutely unbelievable. I'm not gonna bother even shooting right this second until that cloud moves out of the way and gives me some more sunlight. Give them a chance to settle back down. Looks like some of them are actually starting to bed back down. That's great. We'll watch them for a bit from here, and if they get real comfortable again, try to move into this next patch of brush up here to our left. Just try to move forward a little more. Yeah, I think so. All right, everybody's looking at us. Everybody's looking at us. That bigger bull's over on the left end of the bunch here, it looks like. Okay, they're standing up. Yeah, even though these guys are a ways off, I'm using a 500mm lens, and I've got a 1.4 converter on here, and it's drawing me in pretty close. Close enough that I can get good group shots, but I also have the flexibility to kind of crop it in if I want to get maybe one or two animals. I mean, we can't get but so close. They know we're here. So this is where long lenses really come in handy out here. And metering is pretty easy out here. That animal is pretty close to neutral gray, with the exception of that white front on him. I'm trying to meter the tundra in the background back there because it's in the same light and it's about the same tonality as the caribou's fur. And then I've got to compensate for that bright white on the front of him. So I'm stopping down about 2/3 of a stop off of that, and it seems to be pretty good. Beautiful, all these fall colors out here, man, it's beautiful out here in the tundra.
Absolutely.
I didn't realize there was this much color out here, but this is
even from up in the air, you kind of get those shades, but once you get down in it, you can just see all these, there's hundreds of different plants that make it up. Just see that bigger bull chasing the younger one off.
I thought the rut was pretty much over up here.
Yeah, we're really just coming into the heavier part of it. You can see a couple of them are still kind of shedding that velvet.
Right.
And yeah, definitely he's looks like that one right now is starting to claim his group of cows and starting to chase the other bulls away if they get too close.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell which one is the dominant bull there for sure.
Oh, it's very obvious, yeah. There's a lot of bulls out here on the outer edges that I guess that's what they call satellite bull.
Yeah.
Trying to get some of that good behavior.
Yeah, it's fun to watch, especially that one over on the left. Every time he comes in too close,
Yeah.
He gets chased right back out again.
Yeah. This is really cool. They're getting a little bit nervous now.
It's been a beautiful day out on the tundra here, but definitely a little bit of wind starting to pick up, and you can see some rain showers moving in. So probably be good if we go ahead and start hiking back towards the plane, get headed back towards the lodge.
Sounds good. Let's get out of here. Carl, there's a nice bull down here in this little draw. All right, the bull looks like he's gonna bed down now.
Yeah, sometimes they'll go deep into those willow thickets to feed, because you see he's still standing in there. You can see his tines sticking up.
Here shortly, we're gonna have some really pretty light. We're still in the shade of the mountain. Sun's just starting to come up. Beautiful, crisp fall morning, I tell you. I think he might be bedded down. We're looking straight into the sun here. Maybe we proceed down this hill and come up and around the
Yeah, because
herd.
even with my lens hood, I'm getting some serious flare. So if we come across this way, we'll get some nice side light coming on him
Yeah.
if he comes out. But they're generally moving in that direction. So if we get over that way, then we can catch them going across.
The bull is hanging tight. He's bedded down in this grass. I'm at 400 ISO.
Yeah.
I'm at 400 of a second shutter speed at f8. But that way I can get the subject itself in good focus and then let the depth of field drop off behind it and just kind of blur everything around him. That help pop it out a little bit.
And of course, you know, one of the common rules about that depth of field issue is the closer you move to your subject, the more of that depth of field is going to be exaggerated.
Exactly.
You know, given the distance we're at right now, we're a couple hundred feet away from him. You know, at f8, we're going to get a nice compression where we're going to be able to see good detail in him as well as in that ridge line behind him.
This is a really good situation because everybody's comfortable, and when he stands up, we'll get some beautiful shots. All right, there he goes. He's standing up. Look at this.
That's great. Nice catch light there too.
Beautiful. Coming right to us.
Now he's going to go down and follow these other cows over here.
We're always attracted to shots of the big antlers, and sometimes we overlook the beauty of the cow. But I like to try to take shots of everything I can possibly get as the scene unfolds.
Yeah, particularly even with the cow moose, you got the nice shape of the neck and the head, and with the texture and the fur and the different tones of the browns, it makes for a really great subject matter.
Look at the squirrel hopping around in the spruce.
Yeah.
Carl, look at this behavior. Now this is what I'm talking about, waiting the scene out, you know. I mean, he's, checking her out, trying to see if she's an estrus, and this is unbelievable. If you're trying to get tight shots of his face and where you can actually see his eyes, you want to make sure he's got his head turned so that you can get that catch light in his eye.
The nice thing about that catch light is when you're doing wildlife photography, you really want that eye to be the focal point.
So seeing the catch light gives you a good specific point you can focus on
Absolutely.
to make sure that that most important part, the eyes, are in focus.
So Carl, what brought you to Alaska?
Well, it started with the Navy. I was a radar operator of the Navy and got into photography there. And then I moved to Minnesota after the Navy and worked as a canoe guide up in the Boundary Waters for a couple of years. And that's really what got me into nature photography.
You're blessed to be able to live in a place like this with so much wildlife and scenery. I mean, it's just breathtaking.
Yeah, the scenery here is spectacular, and really, you know, there's no season that's the best season. You can do it summer, fall, winter. I do workshops and also private tours, so just kind of a one-on-one interaction. If somebody wants to have more of an individualized experience, they want a specific thing they have in mind, or they want to go do moose or bears, or they want to do wildflowers, they want to do landscapes. And what I do is I just craft a private tour to their needs, and then I'll also do workshops for, you know, smaller groups, you know, 10 to 15 people.
Well, my trip to Alaska has been nothing short of amazing, and I encourage each and every one of you to visit Alaska and explore it for yourself. Over the last few days, I've had the opportunity to photograph caribou, brown bear, moose, and a variety of other species. I'd like to give a special thanks to Glen Alsworth Jr. and Carl Johnson for taking time to share with us this wonderful, wonderful place to photograph wildlife. More information about this week's show is available online. Remember, it's not just about the photograph, it's the outdoor experience. I'm your host, Doug Gardner. Thank you for joining me on another wild photo adventure. You got that blooper? Earlier I was having to shoot at a high ISO, like 2,000th of a, not 2,000th of a second, but ISO. And I encourage each and every one of you to explore yourself and explore the wilds of this blah, blah, blah.